Hi, I'm Duncan Moss, and I'd like to welcome you to my latest YouTube channel presentation. I've been very quiet for the last 1.5 months. Just one or two difficulties, including my laptop has packed up, and I've really got to wait for a little bit before I can buy a new one. So I'm using different equipment for various things. So please bear with me. Today, I'm going to be doing a presentation about my experiences of Christmas 50 years ago, 1975. Um, it was not an easy time for me. I was in my last year at Shrewsbury House, hoping to do Common Entrance in the summer of 1976. And I, not being an academic person, was struggling. Uh, but because Shrewsbury House was a really good school, you could, even if you weren't academic, you could shine at other things. And I was in a Christmas play that year called Clara's on the Curtains by Arthur Lovegrove. And it was my Latin master, Mr. Penny, was producing it. And I played a char lady called Mrs. Craddock. The great thing about this play was it didn't need any scenery because it's all done at the front of the stage with in front of the curtain. I think James Feary played Clara. Um, oh goodness, Yossi Marshall, my dear friend, he played Cecilia, a cub mistress. No, sorry, a cub, a girl guide mistress. And I and it was just great fun. Um, I had a lot of gourds in the title, and my headmaster was not happy with all the. He said it was blasphemy, and I thought at the time he was being a bit silly, but now being a Christian, I can see his point. My brother was in a play for Form 4 called I think it was the Magic Christmas Tree or something, and during the dress rehearsal, the whole class were in on stage, and they all forgot their lines, and there was this silence for about 3 or 4 minutes. Mr. Irving, our headmaster, was going, "Oh, just trying to relax and just come up with trying to keep things going." Anyhow, they didn't, so they had to jump about 3 pages and black out the stage, and they were getting such a load of stick the next day that they all hid in the classroom. It was a Form 4 production produced by Mr. Turner, the vicar, and I'd been in one, The Haunted Barn, a couple of years ago, and really they should have carried a government health warning Form 4 Christmas plays. Yeah, it was the time of the Bay City Rollers won Best Group on some pop awards that they had. Smokey were the best, voted the best new group, and they were going to be around for a long time. It was with Sally James. The Wombles won the Best Creative Award, and I think Mike Reed came on to that's the actor and comedian Mike Reed. He came on to present the Wombles prize to Mike Batt, and there's just another thing. Yeah, Gordon Jackson. Fresh from shooting the last episode of Upstairs Downstairs, he came on to replace somebody who couldn't make it, to give Linda Lewis an award for her interpretation of the song "In His Kiss," and then she sang it, and he was amazing because he was very, very well received by thousands of pop fans, and He was quite overcome by how big it all was, but he gave Linda a kiss and said, "You're our favourite upstairs and downstairs." So that was very nice. My mock common entrance was relatively okay, but Mr. Irving did say that those of us who expect to go to King's Collage may not be successful. That's because one of my friends, not me, I might add, had written you had to write the school you were rented for at the top of the lavatory paper or whatever you were writing the exam on, and you had to write. I'd written King's College, and my friend Neil Sturgeon, who didn't get in there, he wrote King's Collage. It was always a very exciting time when the school term was ending. I think, I think the Bay City Rollers were the biggest band. I think, don't remember I said that. But for Christmas, I think the really big films that were on, certainly on BBC, was the television premiere of The Wizard of Oz, which had just had its last cinema show outing in the UK during the summer. Not a very summery picture, but anyhow, I watched it the whole way through. I'd never seen it before, thoroughly enjoyed it, and that's always been a favourite of mine through the years. There was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid television premiere. In the evening, we had Some Mothers Do Have 'Em Christmas special. There was Dad's Army Christmas special. There were also, I think, Christmas specials were Rising Damp on ITV, and I think Love Thy Neighbour as well. Other films that were on, there was Taming of the Shrew, which had Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. That's on ITV and shown in two parts with the news split between it. I don't know why. I guess probably, do people want to see a man and woman rowing on Christmas Day? Or whether it was Boxing Day, I can't remember. But there were some other things like The Railway Children, I think, was on ITV. Doctor in Trouble, I think. There was also the Lion in Winter, which I think also had Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton in it. Ring and Bright Water, a very sad film. Get out your handkerchiefs. And Tom Thumb, which was I think it could have been a George Powell movie with lots of special effects. Had I think Terry Thomas and possibly Peter Sellers. I can't remember, because we had a load of Laurel and Hardy films on this year. They've been a staple part of Christmas for years before that. In 1952, when we only had one channel, they had a George Formby film on in the evening, but a Laurel and Hardy one in the afternoon. And this year was something rather special. I've still got the record here. I've been able to rummage around and find it. This is the Trail of the Lonesome Pine by Stan and Ollie. It seems pretty good, Nick. It's from the film Way Out West, which they did show between Christmas and New Year. Yes, it still plays. And I could have bought Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, because that was number one, but I've always been a bit of a movie buff. I'm still kicking myself for not getting the Conrad Veidt record that came out in 1982. Can't remember what it was called, but anyone who's got that in their record collection, you've got one of the weirdest records out, but it's still a collector's piece. And my for Christmas presents, my dad bought me a Carpenter's tape cassette and also a Wombles cassette. The Wombles one being, I think, the fourth and final album that they came up. Had some nice music on it because Mike Matt just writes lovely songs. But really, I think the Wombles thing was beginning to really fade, despite the fact they won that award at the end of 1975. I also was very pleased to be able to get this from my mum. This is the Dinky. Space 1999 was the new space adventure on ITV, and this is the Dinky Eagle transporter. You could also get the Eagle freighter, and you could get them in different colours: white, green, and blue. It's in pretty good nick. I think it may have had to get a new bottom. I think I bought one later on, but this is the original Crafts. You can take off the. It's a bit stiff after all these years. Well, I can't. Oh, there we go. There's Tony Cellini as he flies off, leaving everybody on the. Oh my goodness! Well, you can get an Eagle today, not made by Dinky, but made by several companies. There's one that Anderson Entertainment have, and there's also one, I think it's called 1612, made one. So if you can get one, it may not be that size, but you can get them. And in fact, I'll really just show you that this is two very, very latest Gerry Anderson merchandise. Captain Scarlet's Spectrum saloon car, and Captain Scarlet's SPV. Now, these have nothing to do with 1975, but I'm showing you that after 50 years, Gerry Anderson merchandise is still a very big thing for Christmas. I've always been quite annoyed when it's been spoken about on these Christmas retro shows, all about the Tracy Island fiascos of 1992, is it, and 2000. Yeah, that was a bit of a drag, having problems trying to get them, but for Christmas. But then I think you were able to get them after Christmas if your child wanted to wait that long. And well, I would just put Gerry Anderson under the name Gerry and Sylvia Anderson would be the nicest thing to do, because most of them involved them as a team, and I think it would be nice just to remember them with all the, because 10 years, well over 10 years previously, there'd been their merchandise from their shows coming regularly in children's stockings from sort of 1959, over 16 years. Things were going to go quite quiet in the 80s, but now their brand is as strong as ever. My mum also got me for Christmas the Looking Annual. Absolutely superb. We've got the rollers, basically rollers on the front. Ed Stewart, known affectionately to everyone as Stewpot. Robin Nedwell, um, who played Duncan Waring in the TV series, the Doctors, and we've got even got an eagle, a Space 1990 eagle, just flying away on the top of the cover. This is one of my favourite, because I really treasure this. Now, it has a very, very generous article in it to Jerry and Sylvia Anderson. It's got a very good article about the Bay City Rollers. Um, it's got some lovely comic strip, Benny Hill. Here we got a lovely picture. I can just show it to you. We've got the Tomorrow People on one side, um, or some of the Tomorrow People, not all of them, and you've got um, Bonnie McDowell and I think it's David Norton and oh my goodness, can't remember the other name of the other guy just at the moment, but Burke and Verdon and Galen from Planet of the Apes. Just a very, very nicely put together. I also had a very good article about pop music and how many bands had that year appeared in their own movies. Uh, Maybe Talking Pictures can show them sometime soon. Well, that's yeah, it's Christmas. I was always very, very sad when Christmas was over. The other thing was that we had for Christmas was our Labrador dog nearly attacked the postman, and we nearly got into trouble. It was fortunately he didn't actually bite the postman. I was on holding the lead, but that could have been a bit nasty if Mum checked. Mum had a chat with him afterwards and just checked his arm that there were no bite marks on his arm, so that just to cover ourselves. My gran came over for Christmas, and that was nice. It's no longer with us. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I can remember. I thoroughly enjoyed The Wizard of Oz and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Plus, Some Others Do Have Them, which had David Jacobs as a guest in it. I had the famous um, driving test. I won't spoil it for you because you can still go watch it on something or other, or get it out on DVD. But it was very, very funny. Um, Basically, just I think that's everything. I just wanted to say that the play with I was in Clara's on the Curtains, written by Arthur Lovegrove. Arthur Lovegrove wrote other plays as well, including one with the same characters. He was also a fairly successful actor, not with massive parts, but he appeared in a lot of British films, about 2/3 of the way down the cast, and a lot of them are being shown every so often by Talking Pictures. So that was he was quite successful. Yeah, the summer of 1976 would lead to a lot of a lot of challenges. We got another hour slapped onto our working day, and we finished at 5 o'clock. So most of us were not getting home till about 7, and then we had homework on top of that. It wasn't an easy time, but yeah, looking back on that Christmas with quite a lot of affection. And it only needs me to say, Merry Christmas to all of you. Just take care of yourselves, pace yourselves, and I hope that Santa brings you everything that you would like. And be surrounded by your family and friends. If you don't see a lot of people over the Christmas period, may you see them very soon after. Okay, guys, a Merry Christmas to you. Take care. Bye bye.